Good morning, everybody. How are y'all this morning? Go ahead, Ricey. I've unmuted you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Oh, you know me, I'm struggling.
Struggle bus is real.
So bad. Oh my God, you have no idea. It sucks. It sucks. But, oh, I love our title. Thank you for writing the title.
Yeah. Oh wait, I gotta do
We
this.
did miss y'all.
We did it.
It seems like I was about to say, it seems like we missed a lot, actually.
Well,
A
like
lot of memes, a lot of news. I was like, okay, it's memes, news, and just a lot of things going on lately.
overall drama, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that has happened was probably what happened to you.
Ah.
Meh.
Ah, two things happened in the span of a week. So
Hmm.
I wait, are we going into this? Is this how we're starting?
Let's
Okay,
go because it's huge.
well, buckle up, kiddies. I got stories to tell you. Um, so I'm so sorry I haven't been kind of active. A lot has been happening on my end. I have had braces put in,
Hmm.
and let me just tell you, I mean, I get that kids say they hurt, but holy shit, I'm a grown ass adult. That shit hurts. Like that hurts. So most of the time, I was, probably drugged up, you know, straight up, just to deal with the pain. That was me. Uh, and like it's much better, thank God. It's so much better now. But holy shit, did it hurt? And then over the weekend, I went to a convention, had a great ass time. Brace Face, I love that show, so you can't fucking love that show. Anyway, uh I went to a convention, like a small convention around where we live, which was great. Honestly, it was so much fun. I had a blast. I was kind of litty titty, so I was very open and social, which normally doesn't happen for me. But I was very social. And then, coming back from a good time, we had some storms, right?
Yeah, a
And yeah,
hurricane
it was
came
very
up
bad.
from New Orleans.
Yeah, it was bad. They were pretty bad storms. I think there was supposed to be like a hurricane, but it turned into a tropical storm or something.
Mhm.
And like, fine. I was driving and like it was kind of scary, but I handled it. When I arrived home to my home, we were under a few feet of water, let's just say.
Mhm.
My house was the only house in our neighborhood that was flooded.
Mhm.
And I did not know where to park because if I parked my car, it would have gotten flooded, because duh, that was how deep it was.
Mhm.
So I had to park uh nearby, like up the street or something,
Mhm.
and I waited in the water. Like I was like you should never do that. Actually, if you can't, like don't do that because there's some chemicals in the water or some shit.
There's
Yeah,
chemicals,
whatever. Don't do
there's
what I did.
debris, like there could be sticks, there could be glass, there could be metal, like
Whatever
raw
hiding,
edged
yeah,
metal.
hiding in the water.
We are in like central Alabama, so we don't really get alligators, but we do get like snakes and cottonmouths and stuff like that. Water moccasins.
Hmm. Don't do what I did, but I was desperate because I had pets,
Yeah, you do
and
have
I want to make sure
pets.
everything was good. Yeah, and I wanted to make sure everything was okay. And thankfully, thank God, or whatever higher power you believe in. But for me, thank God
Mhm.
that our damage was minimal. Okay, so I was walking to my house, right?
Yeah.
And I had my husband on the phone. It's still pouring down rain.
Mhm.
But like, and I was in cosplay. Can I just say I was in Chell from El Dorado? I cosplayed Chell from El
I mean,
Dorado
okay, so
that day.
thankfully you were in chill because you could just lift those up and not like ruin your cosplay or have to run
No,
around
but
naked.
the thing of it is, I had to carry my backpack
Mm.
that I took to the convention. I also carried my extra clothes that like I couldn't fit in my backpack, so I carried those and I put them on me because that's how I got home. Because no one wants to walk around in shell in the public, right? Like you can't do that. And our like the con was at a mall, so there was
Well,
some limit to where I could
no
wear
sober
this.
person is gonna run around and chill in the real world
No,
slash public.
Well, I was little litty titty, so yeah, I was kind of tipsy, and I still realized I was in a mall. I cannot wear Chell in public because that is a lot of ass. Like that's just a lot of ass just hanging around because she wears
Booty.
technically like a loincloth, right?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Innocence. Yeah.
like yeah, so I go home and I'm in Chell and a cardigan and like a skirt, right? Like a long skirt, you know. And my house is covered in water. And I'm panicking because I'm like, well, I don't want to go out because there's still lightning. I don't want to get struck or anything. Like I'm freaking out. But I go in because I have pets and I'm terrified for them. The water went up to my crotch. Like that's how high it was
To get to your house.
to get to my house. Yes. So I was walking through crotch level water to get to my house, and I'm thinking, and like I'm trying to hit like don't step where the curb would be because then it'll be deeper, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, just don't step near the curb. Just try your best to wade through the water and like get to the front door. So I'm freaking out. Jack is my husband is on the phone with me.
Who's
Uh,
not in
and
town,
we're
by the way.
yeah, he is not in town. He's doing nerd things with his friends, and
Well, with my husband.
exactly. So it was a good time. It was a time. So I walk in my door. Thankfully, the water passed the front steps, but it didn't reach the door, if that made sense. There's like a few inches between the steps and the door. Um, so it didn't go into my living room. Thank God. It actually only stayed in our mudroom. So one of our rooms was damaged, but everything else was fine. All of our tech was fine. My computer was fine. My TV is fine. Everything else was fine. But um, the mudroom where we store a few things, that was flooded.
Right.
And by this point, you know, I'm calling. I didn't want to look in the garage. I did not want to look in the garage because that's where the worst of it was. So I walk in cosplay still, because I was like, I have to see what the damage is. In my chill cosplay and fake lashes, walk in, and I'm like, oh, oh no, this sucks. My whole garage is flooded. Everything that was in there is like destroyed.
Floating about.
Like we had our washer dryer in
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully that's been saved.
Good.
We had to buy a new water heater because that one was kind of messed up pretty badly and damaged.
Yeah.
So we had to buy a new water heater because our water heater was messed up. I had like this beautiful graduation gift that my friends made for me. It was like a big canvas thing. You've seen it. You've seen it.
Yeah.
And I told them for a graduation gift, I want them to draw or doodle or write something memorable so that I'll remember in the future.
Yeah.
And it was this giant ass canvas, like huge canvas. And it got damaged and we had to throw it away because it started molding. That broke my heart. Um,
And it had already survived what, one flood?
Yeah, it survived one flood and it didn't survive this one because this one was the worst.
It was awful.
Yeah, and then I look in our mud room and some of the shit that we stored in there was damaged, but one of the things that this broke me. It was just a lot for a Saturday evening.
Mm-hmm.
And
this wasn't like early. This was pretty late. You had gotten home at what, like 8 or something?
It was 7. I got home at 7 something, but I had to wait. Because my husband was gone, right?
Yeah.
And so I had to wait another hour for him and your husband to come help. So
because again, they weren't in town.
No, they weren't. They were out. Maybe like an hour and a half so out or something like that. So I had to wait. And I was patient. Like I was calling my sister. By this point I was like figuring out what I needed to do, all of that. I didn't want to look at the damage because that would have I couldn't. So I was like, I'm planning what I need to do next. So when my husband came home, and then I realized my box of memories, that's damaged. And I tend to I am a sentimental person. I am, but I like written notes or letters or cards, stuff like that. I love that shit.
Let
Write
me
me notes,
clarify
write me letters.
something real quick. She's not talking about like an office, like, box full of memories or like a little
Oh
movie.
no.
She's talking about a full on big ass trunk full of
Yeah.
memories.
Yeah, I have a trunk full of letters that I've kept with my pen pals, of notes that I've written since 5th grade. I think that's the earliest note that I found was 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Of and like from 5th grade up to now, to this point. So a lot of like love letters from me and my husband, all of that was in there, like stuff like that. And I looked at it and I completely broke down because I think that one was when it hit me when I saw that, and I'm like, everything I have is gone. It's gone. And I broke down. But thankfully, a brilliant person by the name of Abby and her darling husband worked with us through most of the week just to kind of like dry out all of our papers, all of my notes, and we saved a lot of them. There were some that were like old homework or whatever, or music sheets that I would play that I used to play on guitar. Those were damaged, but I was like, just take it away. It's fine. That could be replaced.
Yeah.
But the notes cannot be replaced. So you and your husband have helped me so much in like drying out all of my notes, my letters, my drawings, the cringe fan fiction that I wrote in like elementary school and high school. That was saved. I saved that because I'm like, I remember reading this, cringing from it and laughing. And I don't know what, I can't part with that. You can't part with that. And these are all handwritten, right? All handwritten. I didn't type any of this shit. So that's how my week was gone. From that Saturday up to this Saturday, I've just worked on like figuring out flood damage, all of that. So my week has been shit. So did I miss out on a lot? Hell yeah, I missed out on a lot. I missed out on so much shit.
You missed out on like work. I stayed.
Oh
like,
yeah.
I took off work from Monday too because it's just like, oh, Ricey's gonna definitely need an emotional support person now.
I definitely need it. Oh, you saw how I was? I wasn't even all there. I was just like, just living, vibing, just trying to stay alive. I'm just like, okay,
yeah, well,
all right,
we can
do
this.
Yeah,
it's fine. Yeah.
It's destroyed.
But
anyway, you were saying?
Yeah, no, and it was awful. Like that tropical depression that came through the cities around here are awful because there was a landslide. I saw video of, I mean, you got away really lucky because one of the things I saw like from our local like news meteorologist kind of person was like water rushing through somebody's house, like rushing out somebody's like windows from their house.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was awful.
Apparently it was so bad that for all those football fans out there, Nick Saban's house was also damaged in this storm.
Oh.
For those Alabama football fans. Yeah, apparently.
Holy shit, it's Chelsor. Hi, Chelsor.
Hi, Chelsor. Yeah, so Nick Saban's house was also damaged in this storm. His house also kind of flooded. His basement almost like flooded. Yeah, and I was just like, well, you know, we're all in hell together. Ain't that some shit? So, yep, that's been my week. How have you been?
A lot better.
More luck. And like it's that and all the little bad luck things that just keep piling.
Yeah.
Like, it's just bad luck that just keeps piling, and I'm like, I don't know what I did. I don't know what God I pissed off, but okay, I'm sorry. Forgive me for whatever I've done.
Well, let's move on to something a little bit more humorous. I know last weekend was E3, but we didn't get to really talk about what was coming out in E3 because E3 hadn't started when we started hosting our podcast 2 weekends ago.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited for about that Nintendo Direct we had for it.
I'm disappointed. Well, okay, yes, I'm excited, but also disappointed. All right.
You're disappointed about the overall of E3.
Yeah. Okay. You had 1 year, 1 full year, uninterrupted
Get your shit
to
together.
to get your shit together. Like y'all, companies, come on. No wonder Sony didn't even want to partake.
Mm.
Sony knew. Sony fucking knew. And like more people were excited about what Nintendo had to bring than any other thing because Nintendo actually had shit to like brought shit to the table.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like, Xbox One, no. The PC, no. Even the indie games, no. Nothing.
Nothing.
They ain't got nothing.
Nothing.
Am I being harsh? Hell yeah, I'm being harsh. I was so excited. But aside from all of what was bad, there were some things that I really am super excited for.
Yes.
Do you want to go first? I know there's some things with Nintendo.
Breath of the Wild 2! 2022. 2022.
2022.
We're probably going to get that sometime in the fall since we're going to get more than likely going to get Splatoon 3 at the start of the summer. So I'm expecting.
You think?
Yeah, I think like late fall. I think we're going to end up like they did give us a year for Breath of the Wild 2. So I am thinking that it's probably going to be late fall when we get it. So, mid to late fall.
I'm eating yogurt.
At least you're eating.
Anyway. Yeah, I haven't eaten in a while. Anyway. Breath of the Wild, I'm hella stoked for.
Did I freak out? So excited.
I was like, did I freak out when they announced the trailer? Yes.
Absolutely.
I was so excited. I was super excited. Well, they didn't announce anything for Splatoon 2 or Splatoon 3. There was nothing on Splatoon 3.
I'm mad about that, but everyone's like, but we just got it for, what was it, the festival or whatever?
Yeah, I get that, but also...
But I want more!
I was going to say, I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more of Bayonetta 3. I wanted to see Metroid 4. But I was satisfied with the new Metroid game, which I'm definitely buying because it looks amazing and it looks like a little bit of a horror game, but I'm here for it.
It looks really good. I'm not a Metroid player. I'm not really a platformer kind of player. It looks good. Yeah,
it's supposed to be the sequel to Metroid Fusion, and Metroid Fusion was, oh my gosh, it was great. I loved Metroid Fusion. It was so fun. And I played that on the Game Boy Advance. So like if you guys have a chance to play Metroid Fusion, you should. That shit was awesome. And it's supposed to be a sequel to that. And that shit was fun. Sorry, I'm just like, I'm excited. I'm excited for Dread. And that's supposed to be coming out soon. I think, right?
Yeah.
Hold up, let me look this up. Please come very soon. I need something happy in my life. Metroid Dread.
I was gonna make a weird transition there, but I'm like, we're not that mature of a podcast.
October 8th, yeah. So we got a few more months, but I'm excited. I'm super excited. It looks stunning. It looks absolutely beautiful.
You can complain about October 8th, but it's just like, okay, that's still sooner than like 2022 for like Splatoon 3 and Breath of the Wild 2.
Well, those are the major things. Like, and technically, Metroid 4 is the major game, which of course, fair. Yeah. That's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
I much prefer like I know exactly like the Metroid Fusion kind of arc that they're going for, and I'm very excited for that. That's why I'm like, okay.
So this is the Metroid Fusion was kind of its own little story, right? I mean, obviously it's all kind of intertwined.
They're all kind of intertwined. They're just kind of in different points of Samus's story, like history. I think Metroid Other M was supposed to be the prequel to that. And that one I think was all right, but I didn't get a chance to play it because I didn't have the system at the time.
Right.
But yeah, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trailing on. I love Metroid. I'm excited for this game. Done.
Yes.
Is there anything else that I'm super excited for? Not really.
I would like to say that I mentioned it in our last podcast that it's like they're always gonna have more Legend of Zelda stuff come out. They'll
Oh
do
yeah, yeah.
remakes and like they're gonna do like update new stuff, do remakes, other things, and I was right. They do have
Mhm.
remakes. They even have a little pocket game system
Yeah,
that has
yeah.
the first three Legend of Zelda games from like the NES and stuff.
Right.
So Legend of
Are you
Zelda is
gonna
one of
play
their
that?
cash cows. They're not gonna let that go.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah. Legend of Zelda and
Mario.
Mario.
Yep.
They're the kings, straight up. Um, I'm trying to think. Is there anything other than Nintendo? Because Nintendo really took the cake on this one.
I don't really think so. I really
Let's
don't.
see. No. Mm-mm. They didn't have anything for Mass Effect or
Mm-mm.
Dragon Age. So I'm like, nah, I'm good.
There is that new
That's all I care
Monster
about.
Hunter game that looks pretty interesting. I've never played a Monster Hunter game, but I'm like, that looks fun.
Hmm. All in all, though, E3 disappointing,
Disappointing.
sad. You had a year, and this is what you do. Mm,
Mm-mm.
sad.
Mm-mm.
I'm like, honestly, there are some games that I'm willing to play. So I'm gonna try it out, and maybe they'll take me by surprise. I'm just more interested in the indie games because there are some indie games, and I'm like, I want to test this out. But yes, E3,
Well,
honestly, a bit of a fail. So that's all I'm gonna say about that.
fair.
On to the next thing.
On
What
to the
else have we
next
missed?
thing that actually happened while E3 was going on was the Batman controversy.
That is the best controversy I have ever heard when I scrolled Twitter that day. Holy
I'm
shit, that was funny.
honestly, I was a little mad that we didn't have the podcast last week because I had some opinions about that shit and I wanted that fresh opinion, but like I can.
Okay, okay. I was gonna say we're gonna break this down because I actually do have some questions. All right.
Okay.
So for any of those, actually, let me pull out. Um, honestly, news, Batman. All right. So for a lot of those who did not, who just came
Mm-hmm.
out, there's a series
Who
called
just came?
Harley Quinn. I
Ah.
know what I did. Ah. So there is a series, an animated series called Harley Quinn, which honestly, if you're looking for like a mature show to watch, like a
Mhm.
mature animated show, and you love the DC universe, I suggest you watch it. I'm not a big fan of like the DC universe, but I do watch Harley Quinn.
Right.
Loved it. It's absolutely hilarious. I think it's so great. Honestly, as a show, amazing. Um, and there was apparently a scene, I haven't reached it, but they were fighting to remove a scene of Batman going down on Catwoman, right?
Well, it's a
And
scene in season 3, and season 3
yeah,
isn't out yet.
no, I have because I watched the first two seasons, and I'm just like they're trying to get that out. And of course,
And
news
they
broke.
that she's referring to is DC Comics.
Hmm. And it's just so funny. It could have been. It's just. I think it's maybe the way that they worded it, because
Because according to
they say,
DC,
according to DC,
heroes don't do
Batman
that.
doesn't. Yeah, the Batman doesn't go down on women because heroes don't do that. And I was with you, and I think I was with Chelzor, right? When
Yeah,
this
we were.
broke
It
out.
was Monday night.
Yeah, and I was like, why is this trending on Twitter? What's going on? And I look it up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is
Someone
the
here is
best.
going to have an opinion about this, and we need to show them immediately, namely me.
I was like, this is the best thing I have ever heard. As like, I guess for it to be trending as news and stuff, best fucking shit I've ever heard. Better than that were the memes that popped out of it
Holy
because, oh
shit,
my
the
god,
memes were gold. I
And so between the memes and the like when you were scrolling for the memes, there were actual conversations which I wanted to ask you,
Okay.
my dear Abby.
Uh-huh.
There are
Why? Who?
conversations
Me?
of
For
which,
whatever
yeah,
reason.
it's like which Batman actually goes down, like which Batman would do it. And they're like,
Oh, are you
"Oh,
talking about
well,
like the live action Batmans?
yeah, the characters, yeah, which live action Batman?" Because they all everyone's like Adam West, hell yes. And I'm like, Adam West is like
Adam
the
West?
only.
Hell no.
No, they're like, oh hell yes, Adam West would do it, even with his like his his costumes. There was like they were putting proof of why each of like the different iterations of Batman would or would not go down. And
See,
I
I
was
feel
sitting
like
here
that's
like, these are
completely
some
different
intense
from what I
discussions.
saw. I saw like a
Oh no.
meme kind of thing like that as well. Not fully elaborated, but it's just like yes, no, hell no, like
Oh yeah, they elaborated. Because they're like any of the. Hold up, let me see if I can find it. There you go. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, everyone. Dylan said Adam West was once kicked out of an orgy for not breaking character. See, Adam West fucks. Bam. There we go. All right, so, huh?
but okay, so Adam West,
Okay.
sure, but Adam West's Bruce Wayne, like taking in that universe and its entire campiness about it, no.
Yeah, but we're not talking Bruce Wayne because no one knows who Bruce Wayne is. He ain't the one going down on Catwoman, okay? It's Batman. So
Okay, it depends.
Batman,
Okay,
as I know you take Bruce Wayne
no,
and
no,
Batman like
I was about
two
to say
separate
with
things.
Selena Kyle, Catwoman, and Bruce Wayne, Batman, it's just like it's the one and the same. But if we're like, it's a thing in one of the side stories. Poison Ivy and Batman. No, we would not be taking Pamela Ivy and Bruce Wayne into account. It is Batman and Poison Ivy.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
But when
Exactly.
it comes
That.
to Catwoman, it's one and the same. Also,
So yeah.
I got some opinions about this.
I know
We're
you do.
on
I know you do.
we own Batman now, and my opinions are starting to come out. I feel like
Well,
Dylan's
and for good
laughing at me.
reason. No, and for good reason. This is important. You're the Batman aficionado here.
You want to know the
You
hilarious
love it.
thing is, it's like I'm literally wearing a Batman T-shirt today. One
know,
of
you're
my
the big-
many Batman T-shirts. I'm wearing
I was
them.
about to say, you're the biggest Batman fan that I know.
Yeah.
So I mean, oh, Dylan's like, go on.
Come on, I got some opinions. So okay, with the live action actors and Batmans, it's like yeah, it's kind of fun to speculate because it's just like, Michael Keaton probably not. He may depending on the person. If it's like Michael Keaton and Talia al Ghul, maybe. But we don't get Talia al Ghul with any of the Michael Keaton Batmans. Val Kilmer, no. George Clooney, maybe. Christian Bale, hell no. He might ask for it.
Okay, wait, hold up. Let me stop at George Clooney because George Clooney he was the one with the armor with the nipples, right?
Val Kilmer too. Because
Yes,
it's like
okay.
they're supposed to be the same Batman. They're supposed to be the same Bruce Wayne and the same Batman because Chris O'Donnell is in both of those movies.
Right. So, okay. So, I'm going to just say this. I'm going to throw it out there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look up his outfit that he has, they literally like they chisel out his abs and like his, just his abs. And they just happen to chisel out some nipples on there. I don't know why, but that's on there. They both fuck. Hell yeah, they both go down. Sorry, is this too mature? Nah.
We're probably gonna need to like put a content warning as like extremely mature.
Yeah, because honestly, that armor itself, just the armor, that armor fucks. It's like why would you engrave nipples? like why would you do that?
Because it's an aesthetic. It's an aesthetic. You'll never understand.
No, that is okay. What other piece of armor or uniform can you say, oh, they show the nip knots like that?
Why
And I'm not
shouldn't?
talking about anything like, hentai or anything. I'm talking about like actual comic book characters that have something like that. No, it's just Batman. Because Batman. Mm,
Well, I
mm.
mean, moving on. Christian Bale. Christian Bale would not. Ben Affleck would. Then again, he is supposed to be
But
an
why would you
older
say
Batman.
Christian Bale wouldn't?
No,
Oh, because you say he's an older?
well, like he's still like that very much like play like he we're taking into consideration the universe that they're in. That's why I say Adam West Batman would not do it. Adam West may just drown in pussy. I don't care. But in the universe of his Batman that he played would not. Taking in consideration Christian Bale's universe as Batman, he is still that young playboy billionaire that
I think, but yes, but you use
still
the
very
term
man
playboy.
childish.
But you also use the term playboy. So I think
I was
he
about to
would
say
in
that
that
does
childish
not
sense.
guarantee playboys are considerate lovers.
Mm. I didn't say they had to be. Oh,
And
yeah.
my biggest thing is it's like if DC wants to say it's like, oh, Batman wouldn't go down on this character, it's like, okay, he may not go down on like Selena Kyle or like any of the other girls, but it's like he would go down on Talia al Ghul because Talia is Damian Wayne's mother, and that's
Right.
Bruce Wayne's biological child. That's not just one of his
Damn.
wards that he ends up collecting and adopting and stuff. It's like, no, that's his biological child. And we don't get that in Christian Bale's, like,
Got it. I see what you're going. I see what you're going for.
right. So it's like, Christian Bale, no. It's like, if we expounded upon it more and got back to Talia, then maybe. I'd be like, okay, sure. It's like, he definitely went down on her because she ain't gonna take anything less than that.
Yeah.
Ben Affleck, hell yes.
Hell yes.
Hell yes. I don't know about Rob Pattinson yet. I really do. I don't even know if I'm gonna like him as Batman / Bruce Wayne. I really don't. So I'm
It's
just gonna
because you
say
only see him. You only see him as Edward. You need
I've
to break
actually
away
kind
from.
of gotten away from that more.
Good.
But it's like
You should see it.
it's still a very protected character for me. So I'm like,
Yeah.
can I trust you to take care of this character? I don't know yet.
No, I think we're all waiting on Edge just to see how he would portray this Batman. I already know there's going to be some keyboard warriors. Is that it? Yeah. I was going to say Keyblade, but no. Keyboard warriors who are going to already hate on it just because of who he is as an actor.
Can we get a
Like,
keyblade made of a keyboard?
that'd be awesome. Please, for my nerd heart, that would be awesome. But anyway,
Fucking hilarious.
because like if people are gonna just hold this over his head, and it's a tough role to break,
Mm-hmm.
because he's been shot on for so long.
Yeah.
He hasn't been doing so well in his younger years, but in his older years, he's been doing great.
Yeah.
I saw his performance at the in The Lighthouse, the film, and honestly, that one was amazing. I loved him in it because he really brings out the character.
¿Por qué no los dos, Dylan? ¿Por qué no los dos?
Oh, yes. So, yeah, Batman. Sorry. That has been going on, and that has been amazing to read. Honestly, it's been so much fun.
And there are people like actually pulling references from the physical comic books that it's just like, cool, Batman's done it with this person. Batman's actually done this for Catwoman as Batman and as Catwoman. Like, it's not like one of those shadowy kind of things. It's like, no, that's very detailed canon art. So, I mean, like, the thing is, it's like, cool, heroes don't do that, Batman doesn't do that. I'm like, I call bullshit on the Harley Quinn show because Damian Wayne is in it. We see him in the first season. So he has already been with Talia al Ghul. So at the very least, he may not do that with Catwoman. He might not in this show. It's fine, whatever. But I can guarantee you, Talia would have expected it from him. If he expected
I
something
hope.
from her, she would have expected it from him.
I was going to say, I really hope that the show writes something absolutely hilarious because of what happened on the internet sphere. You know, I want them to put something quirky to be like, oh yeah, the internet's going crazy trying
Yeah,
to figure out
heroes
about
don't do
just
that.
a hint.
I
Yeah,
need
heroes
Batman to
don't
say
do
like
that.
heroes don't do that, but only villains do that.
Please, the fact that they're like, oh, because heroes don't do that. Shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. But
So
the memes,
right, but
golden.
basically what they like why DC doesn't want to allow that to perpetuate is because they couldn't sell toys that way. You can't say Batman
Who
toys, and I'm
cares?
just like, why are you selling Batman toys of this adult show to children? I'm like, sure, you can sell figures to the adults, you can sell action figures to the adults and whatnot. Fine, whatever. We're all nerds. I got figurines, I got dolls, whatever. But like,
Yeah.
what? Why are you targeting this to children? Like, I
Okay,
need to
so
know why.
yes, thank you, Dylan. Rule 34 exists. Period. There you go. That settles it. Rule 34 exists. Period. Moving on. uh just
Like, you already have like a
the Batman
shit
thing.
ton of like Batman toys marketed to children already,
My
and you will
favorite
continue to have that. Do not take this away from adults.
my favorite comments that I've seen was, if he doesn't go down, then why is the lower half of his mask cut out? And I fucking loved it. Cause like honestly, that's amazing. Yeah, why does it?
I think
Fucking
you sent
Batman,
that to
man.
me. You like started cackling at your desk or
I thought
something,
it
and then
was hilarious.
sent that to me.
That the memes.
I'm
That
so glad our
Batman
boss
memes,
wasn't around because
10
I
out
did
of
not
10.
want to have to explain that to him.
Oh gosh, no. No, 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 no. That would have been awkward. Also, the fact that they compare him to DJ Khaled. Okay, I'm sorry. Moving on. It was
Oh
just a fun week.
yeah,
It was a
oh
funny
yeah.
week.
I feel bad for
It was just a
Nauseum.
oh oh no. Yeah, it's been a fun week. Honestly, absolutely amazing with the memes. Um, what else has been going on? I know something else happened. Okay, recently, falling into the same like fandom, comic fandom,
Mm-hmm.
there's something going on in the supernatural fandom. I don't know if you heard about this. This happened maybe yesterday or sometime this week.
Like, think I've been seeing things pop up on like my Tumblr, but I don't really follow the supernatural fandom on Tumblr, so I didn't really have any context of what was going on.
Okay, let me see if I can find this. So, okay, so the way that I saw that was summarized for me, which I think I also found on Tumblr,
Yeah.
was the Jared I'm going to ruin his last name.
Oh, Jared Padalecki.
Thank you, Padalecki.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and his
So
wife
yeah,
are
so
doing the
Jared.
prequel, the Winchester prequel.
No, he's not.
Oh, that was
Um,
Jensen Ackles.
that's who it was.
Okay.
So Jared Padalecki was leaving Supernatural essentially to start with another project. Like
Yeah,
he
fair.
wanted to do another project, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone's like, "Good for you." You know, there's some other things that happened behind the scenes that a lot of like Jared started burning bridges. I'm just gonna go with that. Um,
Oh.
so that's why he's like, "Oh, well, I'm moving on to this next project." And then he was like, he offered, what was it? Jensen Ackles. He offered him like, "Hey, why don't you come work with me on this project?" And Jensen Ackles like passed, right? He's like, "No, thank you. I appreciate it, but no."
Mm-hmm.
And because Jensen Ackles wanted to work on a prequel to Supernatural.
Yeah.
So then he started working on it, and then Jared Padalecki heard about it not through Jensen but through the public. So when they announced it like a watching, or like just that they were trying to get a pilot for the the
Prequel.
prequel.
Yeah.
hmm Everyone started talking about it, and that's how Jared Padalecki knew, because he found out through the public. I don't know, it's from the internet or something like that. So Jared was hurt by it.
Yeah, because they were
Apparently,
close. They used to be super
yeah,
close.
right. Um, but also, like, I think they're trying to distance themselves from each other, which again is fair. You know,
Right.
you've been stuck with someone, working with someone as their brother for how many years?
I
It's been
think
like what,
almost like
over 10 seasons, right?
no, I think it's like closer to like 15 or 17 seasons. It's been
Dang,
like I
dang.
remember watching it when I was in high school. Like I watched the pilot episode when I was in early high school.
Oh, yeah. That's right. That's right. I can't believe they had enough story to go for on for this long.
I I don't
Anyway,
know how, honestly.
I used to listen. So I used to be a big fan of Supernatural, but I literally left after like third season. My attention span cannot
That's
cannot deal with
because
all of
like the
that.
writing got bad because it was supposed to only last like 3 seasons and then they kept going on. But it first aired September 13th, 2005, and the last
Holy
episode was in
shit!
2020. That's
Holy
15
wow.
years.
That's a lot,
That's a lot.
bro. That is a lot. I don't have that kind of time. Oh, Chelsea, I think I got to season 6. That's more than what I got because damn.
Yeah, I kind of sprinkled through like the later seasons and stuff, but I'm just like, I don't know what's going on anymore. It's whatever at this point.
Yeah, there's only
Like
so much
I'm
I can
with you.
take.
I get it. It's like they're practically brothers. They really like each other. They got along great. But wanting to just take a step back and like have your own space from them for a minute makes sense.
Well, that's what everyone thought Jared wanted when he started this new project. But the thing of it is that project fell through.
Mm,
Yeah, that project fell through because he was supposed to play the lead, but it did, like, a lot of test audience didn't like it, so I think they canned it.
mm,
Um, and then I guess he expected, because now that his thing fell through, that he would be accepted to play in the Supernatural prequel.
mm,
And they're like, no, we thought you were doing this other thing. So anyway, there was a lot of vague book tweeting like you would do
mm.
in 2005, 2006.
Oh my god.
This is like vague tweeting about it, and then apparently they were actually adults and patched things up. Thank goodness. But yeah,
What? People actually fixing their shit? Impossible.
yeah.
Fake news.
But the reason why I'm bringing this up is because of the memes,
Oh my god. It's all about the
and
memes.
it is. So Jared uh decided to tweet out a line that was used in like Julius Caesar, the play,
Oh, Et tu,
which is like,
Brute?
yes,
I was wondering what that was about because it's just like, ye
just
yo
because,
tute. Like, what? It's Et tu, Brute. Like, that's what it
yeah,
is.
no, so it's et tu brute, because one of the support, like, he tweeted to someone who was showing support to um Jensen Ackles' new thing. And he was like, "Oh, you betrayed me too." And I was like, "Oh no, stop it." And now everyone is making these memes about et tu brute and itu yo brute,
Yeah. Oh, is
all of
that
that.
okay? Is that supposed to be Spanish or something? Like, I don't
Yes,
understand.
it's Spanish. It is
Okay.
Spanish.
Because
It's the
I'm
one you
like,
saw on Tumblr. That is Spanish.
I've been
And
out of
there's
high
this
school
whole,
for a minute, but I'm like, I thought it was Et tu, Brute, but I'm like, I could be wrong.
and I'm like, "You're not being betrayed like Julius Caesar was. Shut the fuck up. Sit down, you emo kid. Like, come on
I was
now."
about to say, like, if you've had a falling out with someone that's like, and you're trying to joke like that, it's gonna fall flat. Like, I can make that joke to you because we haven't had a falling out. But then again, I
No.
also try and make it very dramatic and very obvious that I'm being sarcastic. Like, I'll
Oh
throw
yeah.
in some
Oh yeah.
emojis. It's like, too racy.
Yeah. Nee. But that's what's been going on in the Supernatural fandom. I feel bad for Supernatural Supernatural fans, but I soak up the memes, so please keep bringing them. They've been funny. I'm loving it. Just like Batman.
Oh, while I was actually going back and looking for some of the good Batman memes I was sharing, I forgot that Fatal Frame was one of the things that me and you both were surprised but very
Mhm.
excited about,
Fatal
from
Frame
E3.
5! Fatal Frame 5 is coming out. I'm so excited.
I'm very excited for it too. I'd like to play it.
Mm. Now, here's something that I know happened this week that's huge news.
Hmm.
And I don't know if you have heard about it, but it's the Britney Spears conservatorship news. Have you heard about that?
So I've been hearing about Britney Spears since like late last year, early this year, after that documentary had come out and it was blowing up on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But I hadn't seen the documentary and I haven't really heard anything else about it until it started coming back up.
Well, something big happened.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm eating cherries. Hold up.
Girl, do you ever stop eating?
No,
No.
never. I'm a fat ass. I thought we went through this. So let me see if I can pull this up
Okay.
to better explain. Ah,
Ah.
so Britney Spears is in a conservatorship, right? She's been in there for a while. All of that stuff. The thing that came out this week was her her statement. She made a plea
Oh. Oh
that was
shit.
about. Mm-hmm. Hold up. I think I accidentally clicked out of our. Hold on one second.
Good job.
You know me. I'm a professional.
So much professional.
I'm just big professional over here.
Big prof.
Fuck it. I'm not logging in.
Yeah.
I'll let you deal with our stuff. So she made a statement which was about 20 minutes long, I think.
Mm.
I believe
Was it a video?
it was.
Okay.
They recorded it and someone posted it on YouTube. Yeah, and it was verified. She described that the conservatorship was actually a form of abuse from her father. So trigger warning for anyone who is very sensitive to those kind of topics. You please, by all means,
I
you
already
can leave the
put
podcast.
extremely mature um title on
Oh yeah,
ours.
which I mean because of Batman, damn it. But also,
I can try
so
and put like a text like that says trigger warning across the top so people can try and avoid that if they'd like.
um yeah, that would be nice. Just so everyone who pops in who hasn't heard about the Britney Spears thing. Um
Uh,
so she admitted, yeah, trigger warning for trauma and abuse and all of that,
hang on.
drug use, all of that. There's a lot. Um,
We're gonna.
but I'll try to make it. I won't go too deep into it because I know this is big news that happened the past 2 weeks. Um, but she's been fighting for this conservatorship for years. Uh, because she's a fucking adult woman. All right. And then news came out when she explained to her story. The reason why she keeps trying is because the first time she tried to make a plea to end the conservatorship with her father, they didn't really listen to her. She said she felt unheard, which is awful. So this time she's definitely heard because it's posted on the internet, on YouTube. Everyone can see it. Everyone can find hear her and show support. Um, this just feels so conniving. So her father has been controlling her for so long, even to the point that he handpicked the therapist so that the therapist could tell him what's going on with her. The therapist could gave gave her a prescription, like The therapist told her her dad that this particular prescription would kind of make her zone out. So she was drugged for a lot of the period during her conservatorship. Um, Her most recent tour, she didn't even want to do. She was forced to do that, um, which was awful. Like her father forced her to do that. She's not allowed to see her kids. She's not allowed to see her boyfriend. She can't even ride in her boyfriend's car, which is awful. Wait, Emily, I'm sorry,
I'm
Abby, you still there?
yeah, I'm still here. I'm still trying to get
Oh,
that
sorry.
trigger warning up.
Okay. Um, what else? So she had zero rights. She even talked about wanting to be a mother again, to have another child, and they won't allow her to do that. Uh, she has an IUD, and that she says they refuse to remove from her. So she can't even, she's not even in control of her own body because her father doesn't want her to be pregnant or have more kids. Um, this is by far the like it's just awful. It's just so awful to hear her story. There's more. Obviously, there's so much more to this, and I'm just glazing over some of the details. If you want to hear her story, I definitely recommend it. It's a real world episode of Black Mirror. Yes, it is so terrifying to see that none of her friends, or well, not her friends, none of her family is just there for her. Like she is legit a cash cow, and that's it. That's all they see her as. And she's fighting for her freedoms as an older woman. Because now how old is she now? Let me look this up.
There we go. Okay. Sorry about that.
Britney Spears is almost 40.
Yeah, no, she's definitely not young.
She's 39 years old. She's almost 40. And she can't even have another kid? Are you kidding me? What is
Mhm.
going on? So, of course, the internet is outraged
Mhm.
by this because, as she even admits, she is more powerful than her father. The
Yeah.
status that she carries, everything about that, she is so much more powerful than her father, which is why her father has this conservatorship just to hold over her. And she's like, if they can end this conservatorship, she's immediately suing her family. And I'm like, please do. Please do, Britney Spears. You need that. Good Lord. And it just blows my mind because she's fucking Britney Spears. Anyway, she deserves everything. And the last half of her life, she deserves to just sue her family and have the happiness she deserves, honestly, period. Because,
Yep.
like, also her father's an asshole and he'll
Mhm.
burn. That's all I want to say. And am I a big Britney Spears fan? I'm not as big as most I know most people are. I have a friend who is a huge
Mhm.
Britney Spears fan. I love her music. I love her as an artist. I think she really changed. She's one of those icons of the 90s, 2000s, and so on, because she can still make great music. Um, but you can tell she just wants to finally just be left alone and have a family and worry about that instead of her music career. She wants to retire,
Right.
and I think she deserves it. I don't think you should drug her up just so she can perform for a tour that she didn't even want to do. But if the father wants money, fuck that guy.
From
Sorry.
what I heard, that it's like she's not allowed to make a single like change to the choreography to the tour either.
Mm-mm.
She can't take a step out of line physically for the choreography.
She has no rights at all.
Mm-mm.
Even as small as like just being a decent human being, she has no rights. She's she can't have a lot of friends.
Mm-mm.
Like her friends are heavily monitored.
Mhm.
Um, Her boyfriend she can hardly see. She can hardly see her kids. Like all of this, and they keep lying, saying that she's just mentally unwell because of what happened in was it 2009 when she had a breakdown
I
and
think it was
everyone
like
talked about it?
2007 or 2008.
Yeah. And she had a breakdown. And I remember I was one of those people who laughed. I was like, "Oh shit,
Uh-huh.
Hollywood starlets, look at them." I didn't realize how bad it was until I saw the documentary, until I saw like people her old friends talk about it, that came forward and like, yeah, she's under some abuse over here. Like until people actually started caring for the mental well-beings of celebrities. Because I mean, celebrities are just as human. Yes, they're rich. Yes, they're incredibly blessed, but
So
they
this
can
was
still have
2007.
damn. For yeah, so after what happened in 2007, they're like, "Oh no, she's still kind of crazy." That
How
was like
old
over 10
was
years
she in
ago.
2007?
She was very young. She was sick of it all. She was so sick of all of that, just the shit of being a celebrity. Like you could tell she was just sick of it. She had no rights. And she started very young. She started when what was it? The Disney Mickey Mouse Clubhouse? No, what was it? The Disney show where her and Justin Timberlake got their start? Fuck,
Um,
hold up. What is it called? Mickey Mouse Club. Yeah, that's
oh
what it was.
right.
Mickey Mouse Club. Her and a bunch of singers and dancers and celebrities. I know Justin Timberlake was another one who started with that as well. So she was a kid, actor, singer, kind of performer.
Can I just point something out? That at the
Please.
time, in 2007, at the time she shaved her head, she was 25 years old. Can I
Yeah.
just point out that, like, most of the girls I know, not all of them, you didn't do this. I know several people that didn't do this, but a lot of the girls I know who have shaved their head between the ages of like 25 and 28.
It's because we deal with a quarter life crisis.
Right, like, but a lot of times they're just like, fuck it, I do what I want. It's not really a quarter life crisis, it's just like, it could be like stemming from a quarter life crisis, but it's like, why is that weird and unique? Like, reflecting now as an adult, because I was a kid then, it's just like, why is this weird? This isn't weird. This seems
I
very, very normal to me. Like, yes,
normal.
she was going through a
I
mental
think
break, literally because of the situation she was in, but it's like, it's not that uncommon.
it's not, but the thing of it is that tabloids,
Mm-hmm.
all of them, like all the news articles, they portrayed her, and I do know this. They portrayed her as just like she's going crazy.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
they do this to a lot of they do this to a lot of celebrities. They did the same thing to Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes, all the childhood celebrities we grew up with. They do the same thing. Like, oh, they're going off the deep end and all of that stuff.
Yeah, they're for
So without
celebrities who
really
disgrace themselves.
right, without actually really talking about um well, they're going through some shit, they're depressed or, they're dealing with some mental health issues that the public doesn't know about. Yes, Dylan, I agree. It is very predatory, and I'm also not okay with it. It is
Yeah.
awful. Um,
But I
and like
think
it's
because
just
of
awful.
Britney Spears having such a big public thing and like reflecting on it now, it makes me very like questioning of media when they start to almost villainize someone in a situation like
Uh-huh.
that, that it's just like,
Mm-hmm.
what's really causing this problem? What's really causing this
Mm-hmm.
breakdown? What's really causing these kind of reactions or actions?
Agreed. Because, I don't trust a lot of it's the clickbait titles.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They get you without really explaining the story with just the headlines, and people just only read that. They only read the headlines. And I'm a victim of this. Sometimes I don't have time and I'm like, "Oh shit. I'll send you something." And I'm like, "Read the headlines." But then you read and you're like, "Oh, it's not as bad, but people get to clicking." all of that
Yep.
stuff. It's the clickbait titles for sure.
Yeah. I've stopped
Um,
clickbait, like clicking on stuff like that, really, because it's just like I'm not like uh for those who have Android phones, if you know what I'm talking about, you go to Google to search on stuff, not like Google Chrome, but just like your Google button or whatever, and they'll pop up all those articles. I will
yep.
start reporting articles. I'm like, this is sensationalized. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. Like, get it off
Word.
my feed. I
Yeah.
don't want clickbait. I don't want spam. Give me something that I want to know. I try.
Sorry, but yeah, I was about to say that that's pretty much all that has happened. I seriously suggest anyone who's very interested in this conservatorship, because now it's not only just Britney Spears, but a lot of other celebrities who are looking into breaking away from their conservatorship as well,
Hmm.
especially from like a family member who's just has total control over their money. They can't even use. She hasn't touched it
Right.
because her dad controls what she's allowed to spend and on what. Like that is it blows my mind
Hmm.
because he shouldn't even have a hand in this. This is
No.
her money.
Hmm.
She worked her ass off to get to this point. He doesn't deserve a penny of it.
Like, what's super concerning, because it's like you have a psychology minor, I have a psychology major, I have a psychology minor. It's just like we understand that a lot of the stuff that she's going through probably was happening before she even became an
Oh yeah.
adult, and her family was
Mhm.
probably ignoring it
Oh yeah.
and not actually
Definitely.
providing her any help. But when she started making money, they're like, oh, if she's
Mhm.
mentally challenged, disabled, like, then we can take control of that.
There is a lot of abuse
Mm-hmm.
in this. Straight up. There because there's different types of abuse in like especially in a family household or relationships or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the abuse that she suffered, especially without having any control of her body, any
Right.
control of the money that she's made, like the
Mm-hmm.
millions that she's made, it is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
And her father, she brings out her father a lot, so that's why I'm bringing
Right.
out the father. Like I just here we go. Let me just read this to you. This
Okay.
is one of her this is a transcript from her statement, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Um let me see. Okay. I cried on the phone for an hour and he being her father,
Mm-hmm.
loved every minute of it. The control he had over someone as powerful as me, uh, as he loved the control to hurt his own daughter, 100,000% he loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hmm, he is awful. The father is awful. You see this a lot with other mentally disabled adults. Oh yeah. Because
Yeah.
a lot of them, like a lot of the adults now, don't really have an outlet until they're adults to actually deal with their trauma because their
Right.
parents or their family prevents them from dealing with said trauma.
Right.
So now
Or the
Brittany,
cause of the trauma.
or the cause of the trauma, like they never had a chance to deal with it until way into their adulthood when their family don't have as much of a hold on them. Like Brittany right now, like I said, she's almost 40 years old,
Right.
and the fact that her father still wants to control her like that is just awful.
Disgusting.
Absolutely, it's just yeah, it's disgusting, and I hope he burns. But also, I hope he changes to be a better person. But there's two
Nah, you
sides of
can
me.
be good about that. I hope he burns.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
like, there's two sides of me. But right now, I hope he burns because like this,
I
the
have a
way she speaks of it is just it's heartbreaking.
It's awful. I have a question for you.
Hmm.
This may get a little too heavy and a little too philosophical, being
I mean,
sarcastic about the heavy part because we're
well,
dealing with
see,
very,
I was
very
about
heavy.
to say, if anything, we can go back to Batman memes, okay?
Well, here's
We don't have to be
we
lighten up
can in a
hearted.
second. We can end on Batman memes to make it better. But I do have a question for you. Do you think, and this kind of ties in with what Dylan says here, we see a lot of this with other mentally disabled adults. Do you think that this is a problem nearly exclusive, not exclusive, but nearly exclusive to America because of capitalism?
No, I don't think it's just capitalism. I think it's a much more. There's too many factors for something like this. I don't think it's just straight up capitalism.
But taking
I think
advantage of mentally disabled adults.
taking advantage of mentally disabled adults, I don't think it's capitalism because we're dealing with one particular celebrity, right?
Hmm.
Who is finally speaking out because she's a celebrity, she's making so much money. There are other people who are probably still in this situation who aren't a celebrity, who still has who is still being controlled by
But here's the thing,
their
what would
family.
someone be benefiting from for controlling somebody like this so thoroughly?
But let's say this. Let's say you're an artist, okay?
Hmm.
And you are creating beautiful works of art, but you only do it maybe once a year.
Okay.
But the art pieces that you make are worth millions.
Okay.
If money is involved, then yes, like it could be capitalism,
Hmm.
especially if money is involved.
Okay.
Because if you're making money, there's going to be someone there who's going to try and take control of that money.
Right.
So then let's say the parent or whoever of this artist,
But here's the thing,
um, yeah,
is it I like we're Americans, we may not be able to be insightful about this for other countries. Like most of our viewers are Americans, so they may not be able to fully give us opinions from other countries, but it's like would other countries allow this to perpetuate to this extent, to lose complete bodily autonomy, because I can't speak right now.
no, you're good. Bodily autonomy?
Yes,
I don't know.
because like this is
Because like you said,
involving the
we can only
legal
focus.
system at this
Yeah,
point.
well, this is because for the longest time there was there have been people put in positions of power to shut her up. Like that's also abuse. They're preventing her from talking. They've been paying out certain people to prevent her from talking or to get her drugged up so she so that she does seem incoherent and prove that she still needs conservatorship.
Right.
I don't know if it's capitalism. I think it's just too much of it
But
could
what
be
it
because
boils
again,
down to,
I
it's
was
the
about to say
failure of our legal system to care for our
it's
citizens.
well, our legal system has been failing forever. That's just
Yeah,
America.
I,
Like that we yeah,
this is America.
it's this is America where this is America.
Yeah.
If you think that there's going to be justice here in this free country, oh wait, is this too meta? I mean, not meta. This might be a little dangerous to say, but our there is no justice, especially for little people like us.
Right.
There just isn't. Um, I think that's why it makes something like this so powerful because there is a person in a position of power who finally is speaking the truth about what's been going on.
Right.
Will it fix the problem? Hell no.
Oh, I
Hell
don't
no.
think it's someone finally speaking about the problem. It's someone with a big enough voice to reach more people.
Oh yeah, but it's never going to solve the problem. It's going to keep
But you're not
continuing.
wrong that it's like there's no justice because it's like, oh, if our legal system actually cared about Brittany, they would require a second opinion by a court
Yeah.
appointed like psychologist. Not someone that the dad wants, but a court appointed psychologist.
Mhm.
But yeah.
It's a
But you
lot.
know what?
And I think
Only
what?
villains do that.
Early villains do that? Fuck the dad. Fuck Brittany's dad. He can go burn. Anyway, moving on. That was the biggest news that I remember. I have been keeping up with this,
Hmm.
like with Britney Spears, because honestly, I do love her and I want her freedom. I want her to be able to have something that, we take for granted. Like, thank God we can see our husbands.
Right.
Thank God if we had kids, we can see our kids. Like that just I don't it just blows my mind. It blows my fucking mind that she doesn't even have the basic human rights that you and I have.
I think what it bothers you the most is probably because it's her family doing this to her. You're a very
Oh yeah.
family oriented person, and like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
If well, this is the thing. Yeah, this is her family by blood, but
Mm-hmm.
as soon as she gets out of this, because I really hope she does
Mm-hmm.
end up controlling her own assets instead of her father,
Mm-hmm.
because when she gets all of her possessions, her rights back, she should sue her family. And I know I'm not one to say that, but I think she should sue her family because family do not do this to you.
Mm-mm.
And also in the belief that family is what you make of it. It doesn't have
Yes.
to be entirely by blood. Family is, you could be the friends you made, the guardians you've had. Like, family is what you personally make of it. And that family, she can cut that shit out. No, she can cut them
Yep.
right out and start a new one because she wants to start her own family. Let her start her own family. Cut that shit out because that shit toxic, abusive, and let them rot.
Mm-hmm.
Let them rot.
Mm-hmm.
They are parasites they're just parasites, and the host is just not dealing with it anymore. Go Britney, save Britney. Hashtag save Britney. Straight up, I hope she gets what she deserves, and I
Right.
know for a fact if she doesn't, there's going to be a lot of fans out there who are going to like burn down the burn down
Here's
this
the thing,
house.
it's like I hope, because her trauma is just so apparent to everybody on the internet, so we get a very intimate information about what her trauma is. But like, I do hope she
Oh yeah.
gets justice, because it takes a big situation like this for it to actually start affecting smaller people like us.
Oh
And I
yeah.
hope it can trickle down to where it's like our system actually, it's not going to, but actually starts helping our people.
It's never going to.
It's never
We're
going
too into
to.
the money. We are way too into
Capitalism.
the money.
Capitalism.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know,
We're just greedy. I think it's more of just we're greedy as a country. And
yeah,
the rich just keep on being greedy. That's just how it is.
yep, eat the
Oh, now I'm
rich.
sad again. All right. Batman memes.
Batman beams!
That's a
Only
bit
villains
that's a
do
bit of a
that.
wait. Is there we have 15 more minutes. Is there one other piece of news? I feel like I've missed out on one piece of
Yeah,
news
same.
that
I feel like
happened
I'm
this
missing
week.
something
All right, we
somewhere.
talked about Batman, we talked about E3, we talked about Britney Spears, we talked about Supernatural.
We talked
What
about the
else?
storm.
Yeah, we did talk about the storm.
Um, I don't think we're gonna see Pokey Pope today, because like he mentioned it in a little test stream he had earlier this week that he has a new job. So he's settling
Nice.
in with that. He was talking about it as a very, very nice job. You can go follow Poke, or it's Poke_Pope over here on Twitch. He does a
Mm-hmm.
podcast too with friends, but I don't really know of anything. I know Philip DeFranco almost died this week.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
What we're talking about. You
Um,
can find it on my Twitter. I retweeted it because it was really fucking funny. His wife had found like a little note. Oh yeah.
yeah, shit. Oh my God. Okay. That's a good one, Dylan. That is one
Mm.
big thing that happened this week as well. Is that John McAfee died.
Mhm.
And that in itself, there's already conspiracy theories coming out. And it's interesting. I don't know if I believe any of them, but the conspiracy theories that are coming out on this man is interesting. And I've been enjoying, honestly, straight up, I've been enjoying reading them. It's just been very interesting. Very, very interesting too.
So very interesting.
Um, shit. Sorry.
Also, we're gonna be wrapping up Pride Month next week.
Oh, that's right.
The 30th
Uh,
is Wednesday, so yep.
there's a lot of things. I can't believe it's already over.
I'm not surprised. This
June.
month has been a
June
blur.
is already over.
Eh.
I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. There's too many things are happening, and I thought June would be a lot longer than it is, but that's also because a lot of shit happened to me.
Mhm.
Good luck, people. I just want good luck. All right, I think we'll just end it here.
Yeah.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Where
I'm
can
at
we
Miki
find you?
Ree. You can find me on Twitter. That's usually where I'm active the most. Like, I'm on Instagram and a lot of other places too, but it's like you will find me most active on Twitter. Acting a fool with a bowl of ricey.
That's me.
That's you.
That's where you can. That's my Twitter and Twitch name. A bowl of ricey. No spaces, just a bowl of ricey. Bye, Dylan. Have a good weekend.
Bye.
You can find me there, or if you like the cosplay stuff, I do cosplays.
You want to see that booty?
Booty.
That booty.
My Chell cosplay.
That Chell cosplay.
You can find me on Instagram at Besos Cosplay. BESOS Cosplay. So yeah, just check me out there. That's pretty much where everywhere that I am. I'm not good at social media. Anyway, we hope you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Wait, where can you find us? Both of us.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
Here, let
yeah.
me type this in. This is important. I also need to put us on the screen.
Gotta put us on the screen. Yeah, we should do that.
There we go. That's us
on Twitter. Specifically Twitter. What's Your Opin 10? You can find us here at What's Your Opinion Podcast.
Yep.
Most Saturdays.
Yep. And then we'll start Saturday with something new, a new topic. We've been out for about 2 weeks, so
and a lot happened.
And so much happened. So we just wanted to catch up on everybody.
Yeah.
We hope you guys stay safe. Yeah. And we'll see you guys next week at 11 p.m. Central Time. 11 a.m. Central Time.
Girl. Go back to bed.
11 a.m. Central Time.
Go back to bed.
All right.
I'm done
Bye,
with you.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.